Okay guys, I've officially refined the survival DPS Moira build. This is crazy. I'll show you what it looks like. The core of it, right? Not the end game, not the start, the core of it. Right, this is the core of the build. Okay, it's normally around round 4, round 3 that you get most of it. Round 4 you should have at least the 2 purples and 1 of the blues. Sometimes in round 3, if you're carrying the game, you can get virtually all of it. So, how does the build work? This thing's key. Ethereal Excision. While aiming at an enemy's head with Biotic Grasp secondary fire, gain 30% move speed, 30% lifesteal, and no one cares about the energy. Cross Orbal. I mean, simply put, look, you fire a damage orb and a healing orb. That's all you need to know, which means if you're firing a damage orb at an opponent, you're going to fire a heal orb that's going to help keep you alive. Now, this item is the absolute core behind the build. I've featured this in other builds that I've done. It's just, combined with this, it's insane, like ridiculous. So this gives you a bunch of stats, but crucially it also gives you this lifesteal. While at full life, lifesteal grants up to 100 over health. So you can basically, if you surprise an enemy, which plays into the flank play style, you can lifesteal up 100 health before they even notice you and start shooting you. So you're just a Moira with an extra 100 health. Plus it gives you weapon lifesteal, the ability lifesteal, which is going to be important with this. Some weapon power, that's great, and then ability that affects, yeah, pretty much everything else. The second part of this build is this item, and I've recently discovered, and I was sitting here in theory crafting how I could make this survival build better, and this item, it occurred to me. It gives 50 health, cool. It gives some weapon power, I mean, we're constantly right-clicking, right, so we need that. Prevent 15% of incoming damage, and instead take that prevented damage over 3 seconds. So basically, anything that hits you, 15% of it is now going to be spread over time. Here's the cool thing. When you build this with armor, if you have some of that armor, that damage is all going to receive the same armor reduction, right? So it's going to deal less damage. Here's the other cool thing. If you fade during those 3 seconds, you're not receiving that damage at all. So you can kind of fade after you've been hit, and that damage, 0.8 seconds or something, however long the fade animation lasts for, disappears. So again, while you have some armor up, this 15% is going to get further reduced by 10%. And overall, just spreading out some of the damage is amazing for Moira, because you take a load of damage, you're going to fade, you're going to heal orb. You've got tons of lifesteal with this and this. You've got good weapon power, and yeah, guys, it's just an insane build. How to progress from this? I'm not really going to go into the details too much, because I think you should cater the rest of it to how the game's going and the enemy team and what they're building. I've picked some damage items with this. I've gone more survival. In terms of the power up, Chain Grasp is good for your third one. I didn't include it here because I'm just going over the core. I like picking Chain Grasp. And that's it. That's the build. Let me show you how it works. It's incredible. Right, going to round 1. These are the items. So what you're going to see with this is the play style that we're trying to get the healers to heal each other, because one of the supports cannot deal with us alone. And if we've got the healers healing each other, the rest of their team gets no healing, whereas we've got another support. So that's key to the playstyle. So on that first life, we get an early pick, we push forward, we got killed, it happens, right? They get the point. So the start's a little bit rough, but it doesn't really matter. So flank over onto the Juno. We're hoping that either we kill the Juno or the Mercy comes for the Juno. The Mercy comes for the Juno. Now the key thing here is not to watch the fight that I'm doing, but watch the kill feed. Because as you'll see, this is what happens to the enemy team when they push forward expecting healing, but they haven't got it. Now if the other support doesn't pocket, or peel should I say, I guess it's pocket when it comes to a Mercy. If they don't pocket, then yeah, they die. So they don't really have a choice. So we're flanking up top. Soldier discovers us around the corner, so we're just trying to right-click with Xayah. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to deal with bubbles. So instead I'm just Going to push close to their spawn. The key here is that we hold the objective, so we want to keep them at the spawn as long as possible. And we're pretty tanky already, just with the power-up that we've got. The Coalescence, yeah, we're hoping we can get at least one pick off. So we've still got the point, we're on 72% now. Still right-clicking, we're sitting in the Kiriko ult. And now it's end of round. We want to, 1, stop them from touching the point. But 2, we also want to see if we can get any cheeky eliminations to get more cash. So we push all the way up to the spawn, get the Ashe, and I believe we got the Juno in time. Not MVP this time though. Right, round 2, we've got our Phantasmic Flux, and we kept the Frenzy Amplifier from round 1. So, pushing the Soldier, immediately fade. We faded the Dynamite actually, but we just used the same fade just to flank. We hear a Mercy who's late out of spawn, so this is very fortunate. She just glides down. She had no one to fly to, and we managed to get a nice little pick on her. Timing dodge or rhythmic dodging the Ashe. Eliminated, and now we're just in the back line. Tank has killed our tank, but we've nearly got both of their supports. Juno's so weak, but hiding behind cover. Finally managed to get her down, and yeah, now it doesn't matter who we attack, they've got no healing. Soldier thinks we're just a squishy Moira, so this is where they discover that we might be a problem for them this game. And so now, yeah, we're pushing because, again, we're the ones moving the objective, so the longer we keep them here, the less they're on the objective, the more progress we make. There's method to the madness, guys. So right there, we just allow for our overheal to go back up with our orb before we push forward. Yeah, that's the overheal from Phantasmic Flux. Just damaging them again. We've made it to the first checkpoint. And we do get killed because the Ashe runs in spawn. Like a coward! Nah, it's absolutely fine for them to do that. So still right-clicking. We've barely done any left-click healing this game. Try and burst somebody down with an orb cold combo. We do get one support, but that's just going to get rezzed by Mercy probably. So pushing out. Our team's dying a lot here. I mean, that's what happens when they've got no healing, I guess. But the thing is, they've only just caught up the objective. There's 43 seconds left. So now we're just right-clicking. Try and get some money. Try and get any picks we can. Just anybody who's low, we want to pressure. And again, we want players to chase us and try and kill us. The Soldier's going for round 2. And again, I think they are slowly learning that we might be an issue for them. And the build hasn't even come alive yet. Like, we've got one of the core items, like some excellent lifesteal and the overhealth, but we still haven't got the damage reduction. So, yeah, you can see how this game's going to go soon. Got a few eliminations there, a couple of bounties, just clean up and survival. So it's now overtime. Soldier got us really low, and now our team's stuck in a grab, or at least Kiri is. We accidentally walk into it. It doesn't matter, it's only for the last couple of seconds. Most of the team are dead. We managed to, with Xayah's help of course, finish off one player. So it's pretty much just me and the tank here. Managed to get the Juno down. Xayah's down. The lead is so close now. I want to push forward here, but I'm worried that Xayah's just going to step off the objective. So I'm like, and at that point it's too late. Rocket miss is nice. Again, look, she steps forward and I'm terrified that she's going to leave. I'd much rather be over in their faces, stopping them from getting here in the first place. And now, yeah, we've got to try and do some healing because it's key that Azai stays alive. We tried to step out for the Soldier ult and tank it a little bit, while also doing some healing and staying within there. It's so unlucky they're still touching the bot, because that grab, if Xayah was behind the wall, maybe she could have pushed it all the way. But someone was still within contest range. So yeah, the enemy team take round 2.
Let's check the standings. 1-1.
We do get MVP though.
I can hardly believe my optics when I see stats like these.
So round 3, we've got the Nebula Conduit, and we also got 100 armor, convert health into armor. So that's gonna. So I made a little bit of a mistake earlier. Well, not so much a mistake, but when you fade using this item, it doesn't cleanse the whole 3-second effect. It will cleanse the length of the fade animation. So just take that into account. So we get an early pick, and now we're in the back line. So they're 1 support down, 1 DPS down now, and again the kill feed. Second DPS is down, we're chasing the Mercy, not because of any other reason other than we want to get some money. And our team's already winning the objective, so we take the objective. Push straight up to the spawn again, try and just make sure that our team's got space to move into. We're tanking a number of Ashe shots. So we're 2 players down right now. Still trying to push and annoy, and we fade when we're low health. The Ashe is flanking round to the back of us, so we go onto the low ground. Crossing over, still just trying to tank this soldier. He's doing a bit more damage now. Our Xayah surviving, give him a little bit of a top up, keep them alive. And now we use Coalescence. So we managed to just about catch the Juno, and we're looking for the Mercy to prevent the res. The cross orb doing work there. It allows us to fire the damage orb over onto them, and the heal orb counters and keeps us alive. Soldier's forced to run into the spawn. Now we're just going to try and help them clear up the point. Mercy gets a last second touch, and there's a visor, but the visor comes in too late.
Let's check the standings. 2-1.
Yeah, MVP again.
You can really tell who the playmakers are.
Right, next round. This time we bought a couple more of the blue survival items, so reduced crit, and while we have armor we take 10% less damage. So we're on the flank route. Soldiers opted to go this way as well. I know I'm right clicking the Xayah bubbles, but I think Moira doesn't do that much to them anyway, so it doesn't charge her too much. Crouch to dodge the rocket, fire the damage orb on the point while following the heal orb from cross orbal. Unfortunately, Ashe hits a couple of nice shots and the soldier picks us off. So it looked like we were going to lose the objective. Oh wait, we are losing the objective. Soldier runs off into a room, so they are isolated, and we already know that we can tank them quite well. Didn't quite manage to pick them off. We don't have too much weapon damage with this build. It's all about survival. But we can get kills. It's not like everybody's immune to our damage. So fade under here, hoping that someone's going to chase. Nobody chases. And now I'm a bit disappointed with this part because I'm very inactive. I don't want to use my fade there, but I'm not going to get to the high ground unless I use it. So here we go. We're pushing forward to the objective. Ashe is distracted. Mercy's busy healing who we're attacking. We have to fade out of the point. Again, the damage orb and the heal orb from cross orbal proven to be useful in the air. You can't use the bouncy thing to then go up to one of the side walls, which kind of sucks. So it's me and the tank again on point. They currently have the point, so we really need the kills. But yeah, unfortunately the Juno ult comes in and we don't manage to capture it, or what should I say, eliminate the enemy team. So they've nearly capped. Soldier gets a big pick over onto Mercy. We fade through. We want to bounce the orb onto the point. Don't manage to save the tank, so it looks like now we are the tank. So Soldier trying to peek some shots, expecting us to shoot Xayah, which is target prioritization. We bounce the heal orb so that we can follow it, and now you see the strength of the build. The build's insane. We've got a reasonably high energy Xayah. We force the Ashe out of the point, we're going to do the same thing. So following the damage orb, we've got all the lifesteal and ability lifesteal from the build. Yeah, we've got to fade off of it, but make sure we get back to the point again in case no one else is touching. And so we're following orb, just not quite on the same angle. Kiriko ult comes in, and now it's just clean up. We bought enough time for all of our team to get back. So the tank Moira worked out really well. So now typically pushing up to their spawn again, see if we can sneak off a pick. So we walk up to flank. I get hit by the dynamite, which is why I fade forward. I wouldn't normally fade there, but I just want to cleanse that damage. Because I have no idea if they've got some perk that the dynamite's going to do, like, crazy effect or something. So we take down the Ashe. We're trying to fade around. So Mercy's probably going to res that Ashe. But crucially, again, look, we're up to 80% on the objective. And that's because we mess around in their spawn. So enemies pushing from the side. Flank round behind them. We want to give them the decision. Do they deal with us? Or do they contest the point? Most of them go to contest point. We do get the Juno down.
And they take the round.
And yeah,
Let's
they
check the standings.
Mercy couldn't get back onto the point to res Desire, and that's it. MVP again.
Intense competition this round.
I mean, we're kind of snowballing because we're getting quite rich. So, in this round... Okay, right, so... This round I was deciding on what items to use. I first of all looked to see if they had armor, and they didn't really have armor, so then I was like, okay, who's the biggest problem on their team? It's the Soldier 76, and I remember there being an item that reduces their attack speed. This one, dealing weapon damage negates 10% of the target's bonus attack speed and increases your attack speed by 10%. I thought that would be a really good item to help with the Soldier 76. But then I went and looked at the enemy's build and I saw that they've only got 10% attack speed. So it probably wasn't the best choice. So we opt to sell it, and instead, what can we do? So it's like, I ended up settling on the Biotic Grasp range increase.
We're in the middle innings, and
Maybe it's
everyone's
not the
waiting to
best
see
one.
how the
We could have
match shakes
possibly
out.
gone for the anti-heal, but I thought, you know what? I'm flanking a lot. We'll go for the range increase. And that's what I meant earlier when I said that you really need to cater the end game build to what the enemy team's running. So going for a flank, we're inactive for a long period of time, which is why I faded forward there, by the way. Because I want to just reduce our inactivity time. Ash gets a couple of nice shots on us, but we're trying to rhythmic dodge them. Soldier joins the party, so we've got to fade back. Right place, right time. We managed to assist with an elimination. And again, attacking the Soldier. And the team starts to push at the objective. It's now moving up to their spawn. We hear the Ash jump out. We're trying to hide, maybe catch them by surprise. Soldier runs past. We fire a bad orb, but it's not the end of the world. Get some of the overhealth up. Zaya's also joined us a bit on the flank. We're looking for the Mercy now. We want to make sure that the res is not an option. Mercy's not building particularly tanky, so we do get to pressure her quite easily. And now it's just carnage. Soldier attacks us, but we follow the heal orb. We use Coalescence here to try and heal the Zaya and kill the enemy Zaya. And now into their spawn. Look at the objective time. This is all about us moving the objective. The longer we keep them here, they don't have any contest time on it. Soldier gets picked off early. That wasn't all my damage, by the way. And Juno uses ult. So we use the piano to block one of the missiles. Zaya grabs in. I actually faded here as a mistake because I wanted to enable Chain Grasp. But that only works with damage orb. It's not when you use an ability you get that effect. It's only when you use an orb. So I kind of wasted fade there. I just forgot. I forgot. And now, yeah, this is the build, right? We're tanky. The Coalescence is probably a mistake there. Like, I think we get more life just from right clicks. Enemy team's not happy with us. The thing is, they can build in a way that we're not as much of a problem, but they're just not building right. So now, again, just the flanky playstyle it's so much fun to play. And look, the soldiers, our health's not moving. So we just get to freely kind of attack and be really annoying for players. And then, yeah, I don't know what else to say. We're just... you can see what's happening here. The entire enemy team can be shooting us. How come you don't take damage at all? It's stupid. See, the Coalescence is pretty weak with this. Maybe as a last power-up, we go for the Coalescence buff. The one which allows us to channel it to either damage or healing. Or we just don't use Coalescence at all. Just explaining to them that Yeah, we're on a full survival build. That's why we don't take damage. Now, Moira needs a nerf on that lifesteal. The lifesteal is only working because of the damage reductions. I think this is what they don't understand. Like, that's the reason it's working. And have they spec'd anything to prevent us doing that? Probably not. GG's.